We're going to turn now to the mental health crisis among Latinos and this new push to provide access to treatment and to create safe spaces to start a much needed conversation. Stephanie Ramos is here with all of this. This is such an important topic.
It really is. Mental health challenges have really been a front and center conversation lately, but it hasn't always been that way for the Latino community, which faces disparities in both access and quality of treatment. This is why some counselors and influencers are taking to social media to reach out to Latinos at risk.
This morning, a growing concern about mental health treatment in Latino communities. Stars like Selena Gomez and J Balvin launching their own platforms in hopes of providing greater access to mental health treatment.
Even if it took me a minute to get into it, it's just there. And there's something that's really comforting about that.
In 2021, research showed that more than 16% of the Latinx community reported having a mental health condition, with 20% of those labeled as serious. For example, symptoms of depression among Hispanics was 40.3% compared to 25.3% among whites. Therapists like Jacqueline Garcia are taking to TikTok, trying to change the stigma surrounding mental health.
What are some words of advice for someone that may be struggling?
To begin these conversations with your family, your loved ones, your friends, and seeing how that language develops in your life. Because maybe you come from homes where this wasn't talked about, it was invalidated.
Garcia also says there are ways to find a safe space online.
There are more Latina creators out there that are talking about their own mental health struggles that provides more of a connection and safety for other people.
Oh, you don't really express your emotions? I was like, yeah, that's me.
One of those Latina creators, Kayla Suarez.
In my house, we don't talk about it at all.
A teenager herself, she co-hosts Teenager Therapy, using the podcast to share her own mental health struggles.
I think it's incredibly important to start talking about mental health, to start breaking those generational curses of just keeping everything bottled in.
With more conversations, there is improvement. In 2017, around 8% of Latinos in the U.S. received mental health treatment or counseling. That number rising to nearly 11% in 2020. The 19-year-old says she's learned to put herself first.
It could really just be one person in the family to make a shift in the way that your relatives are viewing things.
And that's exactly what social workers and therapists say. These conversations need to start with the family at home. And if that's not an option for you, therapists say find an outlet elsewhere with a therapy group, one-on-one sessions, or a legit counselor online. But Cecilia, I had a great conversation with Jackie and was sharing a lot. She was so helpful. And within our community, you know this.
You don't talk about this.
You don't talk about it. You grow up with such strong women, great-grandmothers, grandmothers, mothers. It's like you feel hesitant to say, I need help.
Yes, I'm so glad you guys did this story, and it's also important to point out that we also need culturally specific therapy and therapists too. So this is just a really, really important conversation. Stephanie, thank you so much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.